Japan is witnessing a historic moment for the first time. A woman leads its government. Prime Minister Sai Takai has shattered a glass ceiling in a nation known for tradition. Her election signals a profound shift in Japan's identity and global posture. Takai is more than a new face. She's a symbol of change and a leader for a new, assertive Japan. Her calm, sharp intellect has captured the world's attention, signaling the end of old ways. Takai's journey was anything but easy. She navigated the male-dominated world of Japanese politics with skill and resilience. As finance minister, she earned a reputation as a tough negotiator, championing Japan's independence. Now, as prime minister, she's turning words into action. Her rise comes at a critical time. The global landscape is shifting, old alliances are tested and new powers are emerging. Takai envisions Japan as an equal partner, actively shaping its destiny and global affairs. This is more than policy, it's a new mindset for Japan. She values the U.S. alliance but insists it must evolve into a partnership of mutual respect. The era of quiet diplomacy is over. Japan is ready to speak with a confident, direct voice. Takai's leadership marks the start of a new era, one where Japan's actions match its economic power. The world is about to see a very different Japan. The story of Sai Takai is just beginning. Prime Minister Takai's first major test came from Washington. When President Trump announced new tariffs on Japanese cars and electronics, the world expected Japan to quietly protest. But Takai broke the script. She responded publicly and firmly, declaring Japan would retaliate with tariffs on American agricultural goods. This bold move challenged the America First agenda and signaled a new era. Takai's message, trade is a two-way street. She argued tariffs would hurt both Japanese companies and American consumers. Her stance made it clear, Japan will no longer make one-sided concessions. This was about more than trade. It was a battle over the rules of the global economy. Takai stood for free and fair trade, defending principles that have shaped decades of prosperity. Her actions inspired many in Asia, showing it's possible to stand up to a superpower. The tariff battle is far from over, but Takai has drawn a line in the sand. Japan is no longer a passive player in global disputes. It's a new game, and Japan is playing to win. Takai's message to the U.S. goes far beyond tariffs. She's redefining the alliance. For decades, the U.S. provided military protection, and Japan offered economic support, often making concessions to keep the alliance strong. Takai is challenging this arrangement, demanding a partnership of equals. On her first official visit to Washington, she spoke of deep friendship, but insisted Japan would no longer accept one-sided demands. Her message, true partnership, is built on mutual respect and shared benefits. This shift unsettles some in Washington, but others see it as a necessary evolution. A stronger, more independent Japan is a better ally in an uncertain region. Takai's government is forcing the U.S. to rethink its approach and treat Japan with the respect its power deserves. Future negotiations will be tougher. Japan will act in its own best interest. This isn't the end of the alliance, but the start of a more balanced, sustainable partnership. Two powerful, independent nations working together as equals. The U.S.-Japan relationship is entering a new era. The world is watching. In this diplomatic chess match, Takai holds a powerful card, Japan's massive holdings of U.S. government debt. For years, Japan has helped keep U.S. interest rates low by buying treasury bonds. Now Takai hints that could change if U.S. trade aggression continues. Even the suggestion of selling U.S. bonds rattles financial markets and gets Washington's attention. Takai is also pushing for a shift away from the U.S. dollar in international trade. She encourages Japanese companies to use the yen and is building new financial systems with Asian partners. This long-term strategy could erode the dollar's dominance and boost Japan's influence. By promoting the yen, Takai aims to create stability for Japanese businesses and elevate Japan's status. It's a quiet but profound challenge to the post-war economic order. Takai isn't just playing defense, she's building an alternative system where Japan has more control. The world's financial balance is shifting. Japan is ready to lead. While challenging the U.S., Takai is forging new partnerships across Asia, Her foreign policy pivots toward the region, strengthening ties from Southeast Asia to India. Her goal, a network of partnerships to balance U.S. and Chinese influence. Takai's signature initiative is a regional trade agreement lowering barriers and encouraging use of local currencies, including the yen. This directly challenges the dollar's dominance in Asia. She travels extensively, making the case for a united, prosperous Asia, with Japan at its center. Security is also a priority. Japan is increasing cooperation with Australia, India, and Vietnam, including joint military exercises. Takai's message: Japan is ready for a greater leadership role in regional security. This marks a departure from Japan's traditionally passive stance. Her vision: an Asia not dominated by any single power, but united by shared interests. By offering a third way, Japan becomes a trusted partner for nations wary of U.S.-China rivalry. Takai is building more than trade deals, she's building a community. Japan is shaping the future of the Pacific. Tokyo's changes are sending shockwaves to Washington. U.S. policymakers now face a Japan unwilling to be taken for granted. If the alliance frays, America's Pacific strategy is at risk. Japan has long been the cornerstone of U.S. presence in Asia, hosting troops and providing support. A less cooperative Japan would complicate U.S. power projection and crisis response. Economically, if Japan sells U.S. bonds, it could destabilize global markets and weaken the dollar. The interdependence that once bound the two countries now gives Japan leverage. A more independent Japan could shift Asian countries' loyalties, reducing U.S. influence. Takai's diplomacy is creating an alternative to the U.S.-led order. Washington must adapt. More consultation, more respect, and a willingness to compromise. The alliance is too important to lose, but the rules have changed. The U.S. must recognize the new reality. This is more than policy. It's a shift in Japan's national mood. A new generation, unburdened by war memories, wants Japan to step onto the world stage. Takai has tapped into this desire for pride and independence. Her policies resonate deeply, giving voice to a nation ready to lead. This isn't anti-Americanism. It's pro-Japanism. The government is investing in technology and renewables, aiming for economic resilience and self-sufficiency. The goal: a robust economy, less vulnerable to external shocks. Japan is taking the lead in global organizations and rethinking its pacifist constitution. Signs of a nation no longer content with the status quo are everywhere. Japan is on the move, driven by new purpose and confidence. The world is witnessing Japan's resurgence. At the heart of these changes is Prime Minister Sai Takai's leadership. Her message: dignity, strength, and self-respect. She's not just a politician, she's a stateswoman with a vision for a respected, principled Japan. Takai wants Japan to be an equal partner, not a junior ally. She seeks a balanced, sustainable alliance with the U.S., one built on mutual dignity. Her message: respect us, and we'll be your strongest ally. Ignore us, and we'll forge our own path. Under Takai, Japan is moving away from its post-war identity, becoming more independent and influential. This transition will test the U.S.-Japan relationship and reshape the Pacific. But Takai leads with clarity and renewed national pride. The world is changing and Japan is changing with it. Led by its first female prime minister, Japan is no longer a silent partner, it's a leader. The rise of Sai Takai is a story of a nation reclaiming its voice. Japan is stepping boldly into the future, ready to redefine the Pacific game.